You ever notice how the moment you actually like someone, your nervous system turns into a weather app for their responses? If they text, sunny. If they don't, category 5, emotional hurricane. If they're warm, rainbow. If they're distant, global collapse. And suddenly, you're not living your life. You're monitoring their behavior like it's the stock market. Today, we're talking about why your special one starts pulling away and exactly how to stop the imbalance that causes it. In this video, we will talk about what makes someone pull away and how the real reason is often not rejection, but a break in the relational balance. And don't worry, we're not going philosophical. You're getting concrete, practical tools you can apply today to bring the rhythm back between you and your person. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody likes to admit. When your person pulls back even a little, your instinct is to compensate. You reach out more. You initiate more. You check in more. You throw more energy into the connection, hoping it'll spark again. You start trying to control the connection instead of experiencing it. But instead of restoring closeness, you accidentally create a dynamic where you're doing all the emotional work. And here's what hurts the most. When you push harder to bring them closer, you actually push them away further. Why? Because every connection has a natural flow. You take a step, they take a step. It is like a dance, a balanced back and forth. But when you take 5 steps in a row and your person only took 1, you're no longer walking with them. You're dragging the energy forward on your own. That creates pressure, and pressure always causes distance. Let's make it visual.
Imagine you and your person are playing casual tennis.
Nothing serious, just rallying back and forth. They hit the ball. You return it. You hit, they return. Simple, balanced, fun. Now imagine this. You get excited and start hitting multiple balls at once. One in the air, one to the corner, one straight at them, one behind their back. They freeze. They don't know which one to hit. They step back. They put the racket down. Not because they don't like the game, but because you changed the rhythm and overwhelmed the dynamic. This is exactly how emotional imbalance feels. But here's the good news. If the rhythm broke, you can restore it. Quickly. Connections rebalance fast, when the energy pacing becomes clear again. Your person doesn't need you to be distant, cold, or mysterious. They just need the back and forth to make sense again. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. Step 1. Stop multi-ball mode. This is the fastest way to calm the dynamic down. If you sent one ball, a message, a suggestion, a question, an energy push, you wait until your person returns that ball. No doubling and no follow-ups, no just making sure you saw this. You cannot restore balance while you're still flooding the connection with energy, one ball at a time, one action at a time. Let silence do its diagnostic job. Step 2. Reclaim your center and emotional gravity. Remember this principle. Whoever is more centered in their own life becomes the emotional gravity of the connection. If you orbit them, they become the center. If you reclaim your life, balance returns. Do this today. 1. Move your body away from the phone. Put it in another room. Give your nervous system a break. 2. Do one activity that belongs only to you, something you'd do even if this person didn't exist. 3. Rebuild your orbit on paper. 3 lists people who matter, activities that give energy, things you want to do for your life this week. 4. Stay centered even when they text. Balance is not, I'm calm only when they're quiet. Balance is, I'm centered no matter what they do. This is where your power comes back. Step 3. The 1-for-1 reset. For the next few days, you take a new step only after your person takes one. This reveals the truth of the dynamic instantly. Examples. If you sent the last message, you wait. If you initiated the last meetup, you wait. If you shared something deep, you don't open another deep topic immediately. You're not creating distance, you're restoring rhythm. You're returning to, you hit, you step, I step. This is how connections breathe. Step 4. Rebuild your minimum standard. Imbalance hides best when you never define what balanced enough means for you. So you end up accepting crumbs and then compensating for them with your own effort. Fix it like this. Define 3 minimums that healthy connection must meet. For example, I'm available for people who initiate sometimes, not only react. I'm available for people who make plans, not just talk about plans. I'm available for responses with energy, not one-word crumbs. Then, act accordingly. Not by punishing, not by demanding, just by not overinvesting below your minimum. This snaps your self-respect back in seconds. Step 5. Rebalance the emotional pace and slow down your side. Sometimes your person isn't pulling away. They're just overwhelmed by the pace. Not emotionally, not intellectually, energetically. Your job is to slow the tempo so the connection can resync. What this means: shorter replies when theirs are short, warmer replies when theirs are warm, letting conversations end naturally, matching their engagement instead of amplifying it. You're not being cold, you're being synchronized. This instantly removes pressure, invites reciprocity, and gives your person room to step back in with their own natural energy. When you switch from ball machine mode back to one ball at a time, your person feels the change instantly. They relax, they initiate again, they match your energy, they reach out, they lead, they re-engage. Not because you manipulated them, but because you restored the natural rhythm where connection can breathe. Myth breaker. Does chasing ever work? There is a reason people believe in chasing. Sometimes, yes, consistent interest does help a connection grow. If two people are already somewhat into each other, one of them being steady, patient, and present, can absolutely make the bond feel safer. That's not toxic, that's just how some stories unfold. But that's not what we mean by chasing. Chasing is what happens when the other person is vague, inconsistent, or barely there. Your nervous system is screaming, and you keep increasing effort to close a gap they're not helping to close. That doesn't build love. That builds pressure and resentment on both sides. Think of the shopping cart with the broken wheel. If you and your special one are roughly going in the same direction, a bit of extra push from you is fine. But if the cart keeps pulling hard to the side, pushing harder doesn't fix it. It just makes you tired and annoyed. Chasing can keep someone around, but usually in the wrong role. Not as an equal partner, but as the person you're constantly trying to convince. Healthy effort feels like a dance: you step, they step. Chasing feels like dragging: you step, they slide. And the uncomfortable but freeing truth is this: the people who are actually available for you don't need to be persuaded into choosing you. They need a clear invitation and enough space to choose you back. Here's what to take with you. People don't pull away because you're unworthy. Often they pull away because the rhythm overwhelmed them. Balance equals your step, their step. Not your step, 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 panic. One ball at a time keeps the connection alive. When you restore balance, closeness returns almost automatically.
This is how healthy relationships grow. Not through chasing, not through pressure, but through rhythm. If this resonated with you, you can like the video, leave a comment, or just stay around. We talk about relationships here without drama, pressure, or the need to fix anyone.